We are going to cover an interesting subject today, one that I get asked a lot about and probably don't talk enough about. And that subject is rolling off the low frequencies of our main loudspeakers to make room for a subwoofer. And why I recommend that you don't do that, and why just about everybody else recommends that you do it. So, once again, I am in opposition with the popular culture. Just the old rebel in me. Today's question comes from Steve in Alexandria, Virginia. Years ago, I fell in love with twins and married them. I like the opening there. 2 Magnapan Timpani 1Ds. Ah, yes. I have fond memories. I'm fairly certain I understand and agree with the benefits of adding a subwoofer. Good. Here's my question. While the subwoofer will certainly add some of what the Maggies can't deliver, I don't understand why I don't also need a crossover for the Maggies, so that they are no longer forced to labor trying to handle the lower frequencies that will now be handled by the subwoofer. Without a crossover for the Maggies, it seems to me that the subwoofer, while perhaps providing good cleaner low frequencies, will just be masking the shortcomings of the Maggies. Can you elaborate? Sure. I have a tendency to be fairly, what's the right word? I don't want to say exaggerate, because I certainly am guilty of doing that. I do it all the time. All the way one way or all the way the other way. And so I make these sweeping proclamations that, as you get to know me, just take them with a little grain of salt. It's people that work here have over the years kind of gotten used to it. And I have done my best, honestly, to try and tame that down as I get older, to just kind of smooth off the edges of Paul's extremism going one way or the other. There are no black and whites. It just ain't so. So I'll do my best, but I still am guilty of it, so forgive me. In general, with that qualifier, we don't want to roll off the bottom of a speaker for a couple of reasons. First off, you should trust your designer to give you as much frequency range as that designer is comfortable with giving you. So a Maggie is designed to be full range, and these guys, how much do they sacrifice to get that? And should you mess around with that roll-off? Well, in my opinion, no. I think the Maggies stand by themselves as great speakers. I've owned many pair of Magnaplaners, and they're great loudspeakers. They are what we would call a planar loudspeaker, as opposed to a ribbon or as opposed to an electrostat. Now, modern Magnaplaner, which is where the word Magnaplaner comes from, because they're planars, they have gone to a separate ribbon tweeter, which they did, I'm not sure how long ago they did that, but in any case, it's now kind of a quasi-ribbon planar. But they work pretty hard at getting it as full range as they are comfortable with, and no more, right? So I don't think that it's accurate to believe that the Maggie is struggling down here to the expense of everything else to get that sound. And the moment that you roll that sound off, yeah, you'll take a little bit of strain off of the Maggies, and that might be good, but I just feel really uncomfortable messing with the design of a loudspeaker. Now, having said that, if you want to roll off the Maggies, do so with the main amplifier with a very simple 6 dB per octave filter. And I can tell you from experience that will add some grunge, and it will affect the sound. There is no way to do that cleanly. So on the IRS 5 in Music Room 1, many of you have heard, and you know how good those things sound. They have a 6 dB, a single pole filter, a high-pass filter, which is just nothing more than a capacitor in series with the input to the power amplifier. If you do take a tour here, just ask me and I'll show you where those little boxes are. They fit right onto the back of the amplifier, and they're little metal boxes that Lee from MG Audio built for me. Gorgeous little boxes. And I use the finest capacitor I can find. It's a rail cap, a film rail cap. But when I listen with or without, it's always better without it. But our speakers, the IRS-5, depend on that. They were designed from day one to have that first step roll-off put into them. The Maggies, on the other hand, are not designed like that at all. So my preference has always been, let the speaker designer do what he does best. Pick the best shot you got for loudspeakers, knowing full well that unless those speakers have appropriate built-in subwoofers, which most don't, but if they do, you have a chance of getting a full-range loudspeaker. If your speakers don't have full-range capability because they don't have a servo sub or a subwoofer built into them, you're going to need to augment it with an external sub. And if you want full range. Now, hey, you know what? A lot of people don't want full range. A lot of people don't care about hearing the rumble of a subway below Carnegie Hall, and they don't care about the full measure of what a system can do. And that's okay. That's fine. But if you care about a real high-end, high-resolution, full-bodied experience, get a damn sub and put it in there, and do not mess with your main speakers. That's just me. But hey, you're going to do what you're going to do. Anyway, Steve, thank you very much for the question. I didn't mean to be snippy about it at all. And apologies if I was. I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.